I haven't missed my shot at all. I can still complain about this.
Go ahead, do it.
What, that I do 90% of everything and then you bitch about having to come up with the idea to start the episode?
Well, to be fair, you wouldn't let me do anything, even if I wanted to do something.
Because you don't know how.
But if I did, you wouldn't.
You want to do it. You've offered. I'm not saying you don't.
See,
but
so
you
now
don't know.
You're trying to put the bad light on me.
No, because
Now you're trying to turn the crowd on me.
No.
And now I'm letting them know.
No,
I offered.
I will literally say.
And I
you
said
have,
I'm willing to
I have
learn.
said you offered, but I also asked you, do you have a computer at home that you can edit on? Do you have software you can edit on? Do you know how to use said software? No, 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 and no. You know, it's like, yes, you want to do stuff. That's fine. I give you that. I know if I gave you something to do, you'd do it. But you don't have the stuff to do it. And even if you had the stuff to do it, you don't know how to use it.
Yeah. Welcome to today's podcast, which is called Any More Ideas. I'm Anthony. This is Tim.
We've been doing this now for 11 weeks, and you came up with the name.
Yeah, just leave it as is, right?
I am going to leave it as is. I hardly have any time to edit this. I've literally been editing it the day we recorded just to try and get it out.
Congratulations. Nice.
Yeah, I take that, because with all the other shit that I have to do, it's like, yeah, I barely have time for this, so that's why we're not 6 weeks ahead anymore.
Yeah, that is true.
I wish we were 6 weeks ahead. We do
started
have to.
off on a good note, and then.
No, I mean I knew eventually we would be
busy.
I knew eventually it would be this way, but it's like, yeah, no, I definitely have to come up with a better schedule. But then also once I'm out of school in a few weeks, it'll be a lot easier because I'll have a bit more time.
That is true.
Because also it's like for an hour-long episode, for some reason it takes like 2 hours to edit.
It's always how it goes. And even though I know nothing about editing, all my friends who do this stuff,
it's mainly all the biggest, because usually we do everything in one take, and that's where like usually we're pretty good about it. Like I've rarely had to chop out sections or chop out something that I didn't think worked. But we tend, especially you, tend to have these like long pauses that it's just like in audio.
Yep.
It's like when you're talking, it doesn't seem that bad, but when it's in audio, it's like, oh, this is taking forever. And when you actually see the sections you have to chop out, especially like I'm using Reaper and it does everything in like these little bars, and like sometimes you have this like 5 bar long pause.
I'm being respectful. I'm listening.
No, it's not even that. It's like while you're talking, you'll have this like 5 bar long pause where you're not saying anything. And mind you, I'm being respectful and I'm listening and I'm not talking. That's why there's the pause. And that's what I'm saying. It's like you have these like big pauses that it's like sometimes, like the last one, I chopped out maybe a full 2 minutes of the episode that was just pauses.
Don't blame it on me.
Well, I'm not saying it's only you. I'm saying some of those pauses were me, but the majority is you.
Hey, I was just trying to input song.
No, it's right there. That little pause right there.
I was trying to input song. Calvin Harris.
Where are you going with this?
Guy's name. John Newman, I think is his name. It's called Blame It. But it's the chorus goes, don't blame it on me.
Hey. No, stop. We're not doing that because we don't need anything getting taken down for copyright strikes. Granted, the way you sing, no one would be able to.
Put it in the song. I just gave it to you. I'll send it to you.
No, I can't put a song.
Why?
Because it's copyrighted.
And God damn it. This is one thing I do know. In order to not get copyrighted, you have to put the song that you are doing on there.
Yeah, but if you sing it and if...
That's what I'm telling you.
The algorithm can determine if someone's singing it. That's why some people that do covers, sometimes they get their shit taken down because it's a copyright infringement. Even though technically it's not.
Well, then just put to be safe.
No, we just don't do songs.
Okay.
That's how we be safe about it.
Okay, then just cut it out then.
Well, the way you said that right now, I was like, nothing's gonna recognize that.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody recognizes anything I say anyway. I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about in general. So.
Well, I was gonna say it might also be the fans because half the time you're so far away that it's like you end up like talking real quiet, and then it's like, I gotta chop out that's another reason why it takes so long
That's
to
kind of
edit.
crazy.
Sometimes I
That's
have
kinda
to
crazy
chop
coming
it.
from someone who has a loud voice, and I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, but the thing is we're recording on a shitty little recorder that, it's mainly meant for people to hold up to their mouth and record on, not, me 2 feet away from it and you 7 feet away from it. Like we do it.
You're not wrong.
No, I know. I've recorded podcasts many different ways, and believe me, this is the most bare bones one I've done.
This is the worst way ever.
It is, honestly, it is a pain in the ass to edit that, I don't have a track of audio just for you where I can either mute you or cut out little sounds. It is a pain.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone from, like, the first podcast I ever did, I did on a MacBook in Pro Tools, which that sounds fancy, but it sounds fancy up until I tell you that we recorded off of a USB, one of those little hubs that has like 5 USB ports on it, and I connected Rock Band mics to it. We literally recorded a podcast for about a year off of Rock Band mics that, mind you, some of them were from my boss hated me for this. My boss fucking hated me. I don't know if I already told this. I know I've told you this story before, but I don't know if I've told it on here because it sounds like I might have. But anyway, I'm gonna tell it anyway. We decided to do a podcast, and we're like, I read up on like, okay, I can use USB mics because I didn't have enough money to go buy a mixer and then buy XLR cables and then proper microphones yet. And then also it's like I didn't want to invest too much because I didn't know how long we were actually going to, do it for. Most podcasts, you do like, if you get to episode 5, you've been a success. And that's why it's like, we didn't want to sink a lot of money into it. And so my brother loved Rock Band and all that. So we had like 2, but there was like 5 of us. So we had like 2 Rock Band mics already, and like the first couple episodes we were passing around. It's like, oh no, this is annoying because like whenever you're trying to talk, it'd be like, oh well, you gotta hand it over or you reach over. So we'd have to sit right next to each other in pairs and kind of hold it like off to the side. So we got tired of doing that, and I figured out, oh okay, well if I get a USB hub, I could connect more. But then it's like, okay, well how do you get more Rock Band mics? Now, you can buy them used, because people would sell them to GameStop used. And this is also when I was working at GameStop, because these were the guys I was doing the podcast with. But, used, they were like, I don't know, between $12 and $17 at the time. I mean, Rock Band was still big, so, I mean, they still were worth some money. However, there was a game that was called, I believe it was Hannah Montana. It was some karaoke game.
I know what game you're talking about.
That game, brand new, in the box, was $5.
Oh my god.
Our store had 3 of them.
Jesus Christ.
I bought all 3 and just trashed the game. And mind you, the mic in there is the exact same thing as the Rock Band mic.
Jesus.
So I bought 3 for the price of 1. And then, this is where my boss hated me. He didn't mind that, because mind you, he did the podcast with us too sometimes. He didn't hate me because I bought them. He hated me because all of a sudden, a store in the middle of LA started selling Hannah Montana like nobody's business. And they sent us like 20 or like 12. They sent us like, I'm exaggerating the number there, but they sent us like 12 or something, and he was pissed. Because it was like, one, those boxes were huge, so the inventory space that took up was like, fucking A. But they sent us like everything they had in the vicinity, like, and I bought like 3 more. He got pissed. He's like, you can't buy them at the same time. You have to buy them like 1 a week.
Jesus.
I'm like, no, I need them now. Or like, can we just open up no one's gonna buy this shit. Can we just open up the box and use them?
Jesus. And just keep the game, just sell it without the mic?
No, I mean, I eventually would have bought it, but I knew no one was gonna walk in there wanting it.
Or you should have did that. Just took the mic out.
Oh no, I like waited till he wasn't there, and I bought all 3 anyway. Because I wanted to have like one backup in case anything happened.
It would be funny. You sell it to some little kid out there.
Shit, you know what the funny thing is? I don't even know what happened to those mics afterwards.
Yeah, you sell it to a little kid out there, and then they go and start playing it, and then they realize there's no fucking mic.
Yeah, no,
That'd be fucking hilarious.
yeah, that's why it's like, yeah, that's just one of my favorite stories from back then on.
Actually, to be honest, you've told me, I forgot because
I know I've told you before because I think it was like when we were first discussing doing a podcast, and I
that
was
was
like,
3 years ago.
yeah, it was like, I was just like kind of like, okay, but we don't have, because I didn't even have this thing at that time, because I'm like, just, we don't have any equipment to record. I don't have the shit to do it anymore.
Yeah, hopefully we get to a good point where we can use mics that most people use.
Well, I mean that. Well, that's the thing. I mean, even that's the thing. I kind of wish I could ask my friend for it, but then I don't know if he knows where it's at, and then I probably have
It's a
to
whole
buy
hassle,
it.
whole hassle. Yeah, I get it.
Well, because it's like I did another show, and we kind of had started doing a podcast, but even then, for the videos we did them on this like something like this, but it had two those like lapel mics. And so we would just put those on, and it recorded off something like this, and it sounded great. And that's why I wanted to do something like that with this, but this thing only has one input for one microphone, and I don't know if I use that if it cuts out the other ones. Because I thought I could like put that in there, give you the lapel one, and then I just sit next to the thing.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think this thing does multi-track, where that other one does do multi-track.
So get the other one.
Yeah, you know how much that costs?
No.
So it's like, the thing's like $160, and that's not even including the two microphones, which are probably another $30 or another $30 each. I haven't even got you to help me pay for the goddamn recording software, because I still got to buy a license for that, and that's $60.
I offered, you said no.
I didn't know. I never said no. You hand me $30 right now. I will take it.
I offered, you said no.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did. I offered.
No,
when you were talking about it, you were complaining about how I...
You offered for the microphone when I had mentioned the idea, and then I said, okay, well, $15. Get cash, give me $15, because you didn't have cash on you, and you never gave it to me.
So when I have cash, when I have $15, I'll give it to you.
Well, because that microphone ain't gonna work. That's what I'm saying. I need $60 for the license for Reaper, because I keep.
Unbelievable, man. Why is it? Jeez, the
grind.
That
is cheap.
The grind.
That is cheap. I could be doing it on. Audacity is free, but it's even more of a bitch to edit.
Yeah, that is true. Anyways.
Well, now that you know how the show is made.
Yeah, exactly. Now that you know how we roll around here, I guess you could say, we're cheap bastards.
No, you're a cheap bastard. I actually bought this thing.
I wasn't...
I'm eventually going to pay for the Reaper license.
I wasn't even around when
you were around when I bought this. I just didn't originally buy this for this.
Yeah, because you didn't think. And then when we thought about it...
No, I bought this because I've always...
we thought about it, you kept stalling when we were supposed to start it.
No, I was... Yes and no. I mean, we were having conversations about it. I was trying to figure out how I would be able to, find the time to edit it and whatnot. And then also, we had conversations where we were kind of doing test runs. Because I didn't want to just... And as it is, the first episode we put out, I also kind of thought was like, I don't know.
Throw the other one out there. What? The one where we're playing Fall Guys.
That one I'm holding. I have it. I'm holding on to it. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm just that one. It's like because we're still not big. We have like last few episodes we've had 3 listeners. And thank you to you 3 who probably have been following us from the beginning. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now,
if y'all the homie, shout out to y'all. But in any case,
now go share it. Get some other people.
I do. I've been sharing.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to the audience right now.
Sorry.
I'm talking to those 3 people. You like it. Share it with somebody. Get somebody else into it. Say, hey, these idiots are some idiots that I think you'd want to listen to. Get out there.
Or hey, these idiots are just like you. Send.
Yeah. However, or hey, or send it to somebody you hate. Be like, hey, I think you'd like this. If you think they wouldn't like it, do it that way.
Send it to your worst enemy.
Exactly.
That's careless.
This is actually how I wanted to end the episode. I'm probably going to end up repeating it, but again,
we'll do it again. It doesn't matter. 2 times to make it ring.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, I forget what the hell was I even talking about.
I don't know, but what I do know is, just like last week, I want to start with the top 5, and this one, might I say, might be a good one. So this could be either live or just listening in general. Actually, no. This one it should be live.
See, that's one of those pauses.
No,
I was talking
just
about.
because sorry, I'm trying to figure it out. On other ones it would work but this one is just
No.
So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, what bands have you seen or would you want to see live? Top 5.
Okay, this one's pretty easy. Unfortunately, all of mine are going to relate to each other, or most.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so top band I love seeing live is Blink-182. I've gone and seen them pretty much any time they've been in town. This last time they came through was like the first time in like, I don't know, 10, 15 years that I haven't seen them when they came to LA. And that's just because I had just seen them twice the year before, because I seen them when they played Los Angeles, and then I went to the When We Were Young festival that they headlined, or sort of headlined. They were the second to last act. Considering going next year again, because they're going to be headlining there again. And there I'm kind of interested because The Offspring's going to be playing. That was kind of like a dream thing for me, because I got to see The Offspring, which is one of my favorite bands, and then immediately after them was Blink-182. So it was like back-to-back, just like two of my favorite bands, back-to-back. It's like, could not ask for anything better. And then Green Day played after that. So it was just like, you know, you could not ask for anything better. The only thing I could ask for better is that 30 Seconds to Mars didn't play before The Offspring.
You hate 30 Seconds to Mars, don't you?
I don't hate 30 Seconds to Mars.
You just hate
I hate Jared Leto.
You hate Jared Leto.
No, dude,
yeah.
the concert was so awkward. You know, the way he was trying to get the crowd raised up. It was just like so awkward.
Hey, Jared.
Like, it was almost like he was begging and no one wanted to do it. Because like he kept trying to get people to come up on stage and it's like, no one wanted to go.
It was like, oh, this guy's a shit actor. I don't want to go up there.
I almost felt bad for him.
This guy's a shit actor. He's not Keanu Reeves. I don't want to go up there.
I was just like, yeah, no. And granted, I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but my fiance likes them. Was Good Charlotte played before them?
Ooh.
And like, I'm not a huge Good Charlotte fan. I mean, I like some of their songs, but it's like, it could have been a really nice set, but they had to throw that in there.
Are they all still intact?
Yeah, as far as I know. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan, so I don't never really follow them. So anyway, long story short, you know, top band Blink-182, which actually is not my favorite band to see live, but it's like the one that I see the most.
Yeah.
Because actually, my favorite one to see live, because honestly, I think they put on the best show, is Angels and Airwaves, which is still Tom DeLonge, so that's why I say they relate. I've seen them pretty much since they started doing live shows. I've seen them 3 times in like the last 4 or 5 years, and honestly, those are some of the best shows I've ever been to. You're usually at a smaller place, so it's like a more intimate thing. But like I like the laser show and everything. I like his banter in between things, and you know I've always liked that.
Yeah.
Then third to see live would be The Offspring, because I've seen them plenty of times live. Usually like seeing them with Pennywise. That's usually a good combination. Which I got a cool Offspring story concert thing that happened. It was like, I don't know, it was like the second or third time I seen them. I went with my friends to see them in San Diego, and some radio station out there, you know how they give away concert tickets or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, they did that, but some of the people who won those tickets didn't show up. MIG already had tickets. And, you know, we got there fairly early. Like, we weren't front of the line, but we weren't, like, way in the back either. And the radio people, because those people didn't show up, they had this, like, side party thing for them. Where, you know, they had, like, free... I want to say drinks, but it wasn't alcohol. It was, like, Monster, you know, soda and all that. This is also a time where I wore cargo pants. So that'll come later in the story. But anyway, we're just sitting there waiting in line, and these radio people come by starting to ask, like, you know, hey, we got these things that, you know, people didn't show up. Does anybody want to come over? And, like, we were like, hey, yeah, we'll go. So we went over to the radio thing. So we got, like, free tacos and other free shit. And then, you know, because they had so much stuff and some people didn't show up, they're like, oh, yeah, I mean, if you want to take drinks. Dude, I pocketed 4 fucking Monsters in my cargo pants.
That's what they're for. Cargo pants are for.
No, that's what I'm saying. I had 2 in each fucking leg. My legs were fucking freezing because they were, like, ice cold. I drank 2 when I was there. That's probably why I was all wired at the end of the night. Matter of fact, something like that happened. I got another story, but that'll be for another time. Because when Street Fighter 4 got released, they had this like party, or not really a party, but they had this like event that me, my brother, and a couple people when I worked at GameStop we went to. That something similar to that happened, but that's a different story. But anyway, yeah. So it's like, yeah, I got free food, I got fucking that, and they let me walk in. And because we weren't at the front of the line, but we were at the back of the line, going to the radio thing, we got in before everybody else. And it was, kind of first come, first serve seating. So we had the perfect seats.
Hey, wherever you are now, people, you fucked up.
Yeah. No, we had the perfect. We were we were right front where there was like the thing for the mosh pit, but we were just able to sit there through the whole thing. Oh man, it was fucking perfect.
I don't want to sound like a douche because maybe something happened that they couldn't have gone to.
No, yeah, I'm not like, oh, you fucks, you stoop. No, like,
yeah, I said that jokingly, but now I'm gonna retract it because if people think
you never know what happened, but it's like
so then I'm gonna change it to being an idiot to saying something stupid to being like, okay, hey, maybe something happened, maybe they couldn't make it for some reason.
Yeah, no, so that's all right. But I mean, like, yeah, no,
that's unfortunate. Is all I could say.
Yeah, but
fortunate for you, unfortunate.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I benefited from it, so hey, thank you for not showing up. I had the best time. So okay, so that's number 3. So I guess I got to add some here that I would have liked to have seen live that I didn't. Was NoFX. I would have loved to see them live, and they just actually had their last show a few weeks ago because they're like they're done.
Crazy as I see what they're done. What do you mean they're breaking up?
It's not necessarily they're breaking up. They said they're still going to put out music. They're just done touring. They'll never tour again.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot. You do it for that many years.
Yeah, they did it for 41 years, I think.
Jesus.
They started in I think 83.
God damn, enjoy your time, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, I can't blame them. But yeah, I mean, they did like a huge last tour. I kept wanting to go, and their last shows were in Long Beach. And I think it was either the last day or the second last day had a lineup that I'm like, oh man, I really wanted to go, but I didn't have the time. I probably could have got tickets, but I didn't have the time for it. Otherwise, I would have liked to have seen that. Especially because they had guys from The Offspring there, the guys from Blink-182 were there. Maybe even Green Day. I mean, it was a big thing. I would have loved to have gone to see that. And then there's I'm just gonna go with one that I wish I could have saw, but they're not. They did break up. It's Him. I never got to see them live. They're one of my favorite bands. I would have loved to have gone to see them live. I think I only got the chance like once or twice that I might have been able to afford to go, and I didn't end up going.
Yeah.
And then they broke up. Because then the other band that is still touring that I would like to see, actually there's 2 more that I guess I give honorable mention, is Garbage and Muse. Because Garbage is one of my favorite bands, but their tickets are insanely expensive. I was going to go see them a couple years ago, and they were playing with Alanis Morissette and a few other bands, and the tickets starting, this wasn't the inflation that Ticketmaster normally does. They were starting at almost $200.
I've seen Muse live, and I will tell you it's a pretty good thing. But they were the main, because it was
oh yeah, I would want to see him as a main. I don't think I'd want to see him at a festival or something.
It's Queens of Stone Age was in there. It was a K-pop Christmas fucking thing, but it wasn't an actual Christmas concert. It was just K-pop Radio 90 hosted this concert thing.
It's kind of was it K-Rock used to do the Almost Acoustic Christmas? They just get a whole bunch of bands.
Yeah, I think it was K-Rock instead of K-pop. I think I said the wrong
one. So it was probably...
Yeah, because it was mostly... Because it was Prophets of Rage, which is Public Enemy, but Rage Against the Machine too. So it's I got to hear Rage. I got to see Tom Morello live, which is fucking nuts. I got to see Queens of the Stone Age, which was pretty dope. And that guy was bleeding, that lead singer. I don't know what his name is, but he was fucking bleeding mid-show. That was pretty cool. It was just coming out of his fucking head, and he was still playing, still rocking out. And then Muse ended it, which was pretty sick. Because there was 2 people in there I didn't know. And Rise Against was in there too, actually.
Oh, I love Rise Against. Yeah. I've seen them live twice.
Yeah, I got to see them.
Because I saw them a long time ago in Long Beach with Bad Religion, the Vandals, and the Descendants.
Dude, I'm so depressed. My mom told me, like, get rid of any shirts that are too small. Now that I got a little bigger, obviously. And she was like, get rid of this one. I was like, no. It was a Rise Against shirt that I bought from that concert. And I was like, fuck! I have to get rid of it because it's too fucking small. And I could have kept
Keep it as motivation to get smaller.
That is true. But I'm getting another Rise Against here. So anyway, my top 5 is, okay, so a band that I would like to see live because I still have the chance now that they're back together. But I would have also liked to see them when Chester was there is Linkin Park. That's obvious because Linkin Park is my favorite band. Anyone that follows me knows that my
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a surprise. It's like Blink-182 is my favorite band, so it's like that being up there is like, yeah, no, that's a no-brainer.
Anybody that follows me knows that there's my top 2 is gonna be it's gonna be ones that you'd be like, oh yeah, that's definitely something we would do. Linkin Park, now that they're back together with Emily Armstrong, I would definitely go see them now that I have the chance that they're touring again.
Yeah, I would say if they're in LA, you should.
Yeah, they were, but I had no idea because it was actually on 9/11.
Okay, well,
well, the date was 9/11, but
I know that. I mean, believe me.
But I didn't know that they were in LA because I didn't because sometimes their things don't pop up in my feed right away. I get some fucking shit from like 3 days ago. And I don't. That's the thing I hate about Instagram, but that's another story.
Oh yeah, no, I get that all the time too, where I see something and it's like, oh, let me jump on this, and then it's like, oh no, that was 3 days ago.
If I would have known, I would have went.
Yeah, well, because that's I got tickets to something, and then because that's the thing, it was advertised on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I guess they advertised it like in the morning, but the tickets didn't go on sale till the evening.
Mm.
And like when I went to get my tickets, it was easy. I thought it was going to be sold out. I thought, because it said it was like 15 hours ago that the thing had been posted or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, I'll go there and see. Yeah, I cruised right through it. And then afterwards, I go to look for a little more information about the event. And then it's like I find a Reddit thing where it's like, hey, did anybody get tickets for this? It's or whatever.
Yeah.
When I went to the website, it said it sold out, but their posts were like from the morning, and I'm like.
Yeah,
I got tickets and it's like 10 at night.
Yeah, no, so I would definitely like to see Linkin Park. I would have gone to that September 11th one if I would have known about it.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying next, like if they roll back
when
around.
When they come back, I'm coming.
I would just like keep my eyes on it. Yeah. Send, get, I don't know how often you check your email or whatever, but just get like alerts or something.
Yeah, and then my second one is Santana. I've actually seen him live at the Hollywood Bowl with the Doobie Brothers, which was actually pretty dope. Seeing my favorite artist, because he's my favorite artist of all time, but he's also has a band, so it's like, okay, I get to hear the whole ambiance.
No, yeah.
Which the first time, it's like he played songs from all of his different albums, including the one thing that I wish he did was bring Product GMB on stage to play Maria Maria. I do like when they play it, but I don't. It's like I would rather hear the other guys sing it, the guys who sang it originally with them.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't. But I think.
Well, that's the problem when you're like a guitarist and you're the band, but then it's like the other members are the interchangeable ones, where it's like, the radio edit that gets famous is this one, but then he doesn't always play with those people.
It's like they asked. So don't quote me on this, I don't know, but I watched a podcast that they did, Product GMB, a while ago when they were still making music. This was like 7 years ago. I don't know if they've made an album since. I haven't really kept up with them. But they got big off that song, Maria Maria. And they said, like, oh, at the time it was pretty dope, but like now that they got older, it's like, somebody asked them if they would do it again and they said no, but they gave a reason why.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the one-hit wonder thing. It's like sometimes you get an opportunity to make a surefire hit, and then you get it, but then all you're known for is that, and that's all anybody wants to hear, and then you just get sick of it.
I'm sure maybe one day they might do it again, but they probably
because that's like that Cherry Pie song, that band that did that. I believe like the label or whatever kind of forced them to do that song, and that's the only thing they ever got known for.
Well,
and they hated that song.
Yeah, well, no, it's like, actually, Evanescence, Bring Me to Life. You know how it has that rap
Yeah.
verse? Amy Lee said she didn't want to do it with that verse in there.
Yeah.
But they made them do it. They're like, we're not going to put this song out if you don't do it this way.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the problem of being beholden to labels. I mean, they think they know better, or sometimes they do, but I mean,
it made the song. It made the song like
it made
it added
for
to
its time. It was like it was appropriate for its time, but it's like
if they did it again, I wouldn't want it in there.
Yeah, it's like they didn't need it. That's not bad with it, but
it just to me it added to it for the time. But no, it's whatever. Anyway, the third one is a band I've already seen, Rise Against. I would love to see them again.
Yeah,
holy fuck! When they played, I had a great time. They played Savior and a bunch of different songs like that, and I was like, fuck.
Oh yeah, I saw them at that When We Were Young festival, and yeah, no, I loved that. Especially loved it because the first time I saw them with two of my friends who not really into that kind of music. They literally they're like, oh no, he's screaming, it's too loud. They left. Like I stayed there to almost the end of the set.
Screaming. That's funny.
Well, I mean, he does scream sometimes,
but you know what type of screaming I'm talking about.
No, yeah. Well, no, that's what I was like. Fucking, I wanted to see a Skylit Drive. He really wants screaming.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I'm gonna fucking next month. I'm gonna go see Baby Metal, and that's got a shit ton of screaming in it.
Hey, yeah, but a bunch of people like it. But my fourth one is actually like not too many people really know that I like this group.
Nickelback.
I would definitely like to see Sum 41 live.
I've seen them live. They're good. If you're gonna see them next time they come through, you better because this is their last tour.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I followed Derek Willoughby, so I kind of like.
No, but that's what I mean. They are breaking up.
Just like Instagram's fucking timeline again. Like it's just
go
like,
to if you want to see them, you gotta look for fucking tickets.
So
Don't rely on Instagram, especially if you know how shit it is.
That is true. That's on me. Anyways, so I'll look that up. But Sum 41 was a band that like my cousin put me on when I listened to Chuck for the first time. And actually, what's insane about it is Sum 41, I think, has a couple songs in video games.
Oh, yeah.
But there's one that I know was in Need for Speed, but it also was in, maybe it wasn't, but there's one that was also NFL Street 2. It's called No Reason was in there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they had a song in one or two of the Tony Hawk games besides that.
Yeah, so like...
Yeah, they were in a shit ton of video games. They were in movies, TV.
But Sum 41 was like a band that when I got introduced to it, when I was in high school, I was like, bro, this is... And mind you, this band was already fucking out by then.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, shit, they started up when I was in high school.
I was like, fuck, this is dope. So Sum 41, I definitely would like to see them live.
They are definitely worth seeing live, and that's why I'm saying you look it up and find tickets because that is you're not going to get to see them again anytime soon. Because I mean, I don't assume they're going to reunite like 10 years from now, but maybe.
I think they're going to get the original back together because they did for a little
bit. They got the lineup right now is the original lineup as far as I remember.
Yeah, but Steve-O's not in there.
Huh?
Steve-O left.
I thought he came back.
No, I think his name is not. Isn't it? Is it Steve-O? Is that his name, or is it?
No.
Is it Steve something?
Yeah, but that's why the original guitar player left, and then he came back for the last 2 or 3 albums.
Yeah, but the drummer left. No.
I don't.
So what they did is I don't fucking know. The original guitar players, when he left, they added a new guy, and then they also kept that new guy when he came back.
Yeah,
and then around the time he came back, Steve 32, some shit. I don't fucking know. I know his name's Steve. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, anyway, who gives a shit about the drummer?
Yeah, I like him. That's why. That's like me having to do with the fact that now. It's like, well, it's not like it's a big thing, but like the Linkin Park drummer, I wish Rob Gordon was there, but he's not. There's another guy doing it.
There are only 3 drummers I can name that I give any shit about.
Lars.
Oh no, I couldn't give any fucks less about Lars. Lars is fucking Ringo as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry, I always thought he was overrated.
Lars.
He's probably not even, like they said with Ringo, he's probably not even the best drummer in Metallica.
Lars Ulrich, whatever the fuck his last name is.
I think it's Ulrich.
Yeah, I say it wrong.
It's a
You
German
Kentucky
last
piece
name.
of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never cared for him. I mean, I don't like Metallica
See,
to begin with.
also-
The only part of Metallica I like is Robert Trujillo. That's it. And then Dave Mustaine. And even him, I'm kind of anymore.
Yeah, well, but I just had to throw that large joke in there.
No, but it's like the only bands where I can see there being a severe change is Travis Barker and Trey Cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are the only two drummers that it's like the drummer is part of the style. If they got some other drummer, it's like early Blink. Scott, you could replace him with anybody. No one would miss him. No one missed him. But if you change Travis, because it's like, because I mean, that's where like Blink 182 is a perfect formula. Where if you replace Mark, it's not going to be right. If you replace Tom, it's not the same. You replace Travis now, you don't have it. It's each one brings a magic to it that meshes. That it's just like when they replaced Tom with Matt Skiba, it was good. He can kind of imitate it, but it wasn't right. And you just like it. You knew something was off. It's like it just wasn't there. It wasn't that same magic that they have together. And that's where it's like Trey Cole, I think, is the same with Green Day, where it's like each one of them, or even Mike Dirnt and Billy Joe, it's like they all have such a distinct style that comes together that if you replace one with anybody else, it's not going to work.
That's true. I'll give you that.
That's why the third drummer, though he's one that bounces around, but I think he brings that to whatever band he's in at the time, is Adam Willard.
Yeah.
Because like when he was in The Offspring,
yeah,
one of my favorite drummers there. As a matter of fact, I'd say he's like probably my second to third favorite drummer. And oddly enough, Travis Barker is not my favorite drummer. But like when he was in The Offspring, that gave them a specific sound.
Yeah.
And then when he went to Angels and Airwaves, I like Alon Rubin. He's a great drummer, but I still think Adam was better. And I think Alon there is kind of like, you could put him anywhere, and it's kind of like, okay, he's still going to sound good wherever he's at, but I don't think he has that distinct sound to himself.
Yep.
But that's where it's like, anywhere you put Adam Willard, he brings that distinct drumming and sound to it that I believe it's like, it's that thing, it's like, you cannot replicate him. Just like Avenged Sevenfold, ever since the Rev died, it hasn't been the same. Like, even when they brought in the guy from Dream Theater, no, it has never been as good as when, because that guy had a specific sound that you just you can't replicate, you can't replace.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah. My fifth one is, I've seen half of them. I would like to see all of them live. Rage Against the Machine. Now that singer's back, but unfortunately he had to cancel the tour because he broke his leg or something like that. I don't know.
He can jump around with one leg.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. He broke something and he canceled the tour. Or they canceled the tour. I don't know. I was just pissed off when I found out about it because I was like, oh, I think they were coming down here too.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
but honorable mentions, I have like 3. Green Day. I would love to see them live.
That's easy enough.
Great.
And they're good live. I mean, I like Green Day, but I just
Another one is, unfortunately, I would not get to see this because unfortunately these guys have either all passed on or because it's before my time really. But my brother was lucky enough to see most of the original people of Earth, Wind and Fire, and believe it or not, that is one of my favorite groups because again,
I believe it.
Again, my dad put me onto that stuff, and
I got burned out on that because my mom used to like them a lot.
Dude, honestly, I want to be honest here. I probably could have got as burnt out as you because of that, but I just didn't. And mind you, I don't think I've told you this because I know we've argued about it a lot, but I never brought this up. I actually probably listened to enough oldies like you every fucking weekend, every day. I used to hear it from my dad when I would go camping. I heard it everywhere. I could have been tired of it, but I just liked it. I don't know why.
Well, that's the thing. I used to like it, but I heard it for 20 hours a day, every day, for like 7 years.
Yeah, well,
And but here's the thing. It's not a problem if it's different songs. It's a problem when it's the same songs.
okay, did they play the same group?
The same. Well, I mean, it wasn't always the same group, but it was always the
Like, did
same
they-
songs
like, did
from that group.
Like, did they play Tower of Power, like Just Another Day, or like?
Well, that's right. They would play different artists, but the problem is that was always the same songs from the same artist.
It's like my cousins got burnt out because my uncle would play Heaven by Los Lonely Boys.
Yeah, well, that's fine, but if you hear Heaven 12 times a day for a year, you're gonna never want to hear that goddamn song ever again. And my mom loves those guys.
I don't know, to me it's just... I saw them live too, actually, with Olza Motley.
You probably were there with my mom, because my mom has seen them live multiple times.
Was your mom at the Greek Theater?
I'm sure, yeah, I think she was.
I
dropped her off.
That's crazy.
It's all the time she dropped me off. I'm like, alright, I'll drop you off, I'll go wait somewhere.
Yeah, no, I was second row of Olza Motley.
Yeah, I'm not. She was probably in the back, but
Yeah, it was.
no, I would guarantee you, my mom was there.
It was Olza Motley, Los Lonely Boys, and that was the main.
Yeah, because like fairly recently, the two bands that were my mom's favorite are Los Lonely Boys and the Expendables.
Ooh, not bad. Yeah, that's good.
I made a big mistake by getting her into Sublime. I don't know. I played some songs for her.
I would throw that band up there, but I mean,
I will
maybe, but it's.
Well, but the thing is like I played some songs for her, and then she went out and bought the only reason why I own every Sublime album.
Let me guess. You played the two classics, or three, or four. I don't know. There's a bunch, but let me guess. One starts with an S. The other starts with a W.
I know the S one. What's the W one?
What I got?
Oh no, I didn't play that one.
What?
I did play Santeria.
You didn't play that one?
No.
Why not? You should have played that one. Love it.
No, because I usually would play the one that started with a D, because that was the one that was popular when I first started listening.
How about Burrito? Burrito's a good song.
Yeah, no, they have a lot of good songs. I mean, I'm not against it, but it's just she really went heavy on. She likes that kind of.
I start not to cut you off, but I'm starting to think maybe this is why people don't listen to us, because a lot of what we talk about is just music or video games.
Well, that's what we just gotta find those people. Some people like hearing about music. Some people.
But hey, to all the people up there, before I give my last honorable mention, I know it took a little bit longer because we added backstories to it, but I think as long as you guys get into different types of music and don't just stick with one, I think is the more the merrier. As a musician and a rapper myself, I appreciate when people... It's like when Dr. Dre, when he came out with that documentary and he was headbanging to Nirvana and people were surprised that he likes Nirvana. That's kind of how it is with me. Like, a lot of people are surprised that I know a lot of groups that I know, but it's mainly because of how I grew up. So, I like Sublime Burrito. When I was a kid, it was like one of my favorite fucking songs of all time. That and some Hootie and the Blowfish was like...
I never got the popularity of Hootie and the Blowfish.
I don't know, I just like...
I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I just, I've heard it, and it's like, it just never did anything for me.
Did something for me. And also, is it Sugar Ray?
I never liked Sugar Ray. It was too poppy for me.
How dare you?
It's too poppy. It's too poppy and too positive.
It's ridiculous. I've never heard anything like that before.
Coming from someone who said Him is one of his favorite bands, which I know you probably haven't heard them.
Okay, well, I will probably text you later and tell you what my thoughts about it are.
Yes, because I guarantee you, you're going to say, yes, that fits you.
Okay, but I also...
Okay, if you don't know what Him is, it is a goth rock band.
I am him, though.
Yeah, the idiot.
I'm not wrong. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yes. Anyway.
Although some of my family members might get mad that I just agreed, but, I mean, does it?
Yeah, well, I'll fight them on it.
You could
I
fight
have
them.
proof.
No, but I'm saying they're going to get mad at me for agreeing with that. They're not really going
Well,
to...
I'll get them to agree with it.
I don't know why they don't agree with it, to be honest.
They probably agree with it. They just probably don't like vocalizing it.
Who knows?
Anyway.
Family, cousins don't get mad.
Anyway, it's a
just
depressing goth rock band.
Dude, I listen to depressing goth rock.
You don't even... No, you don't. No. What? Name, song, band, please. That you listen to.
Avril Lavigne.
That is not... Okay, one, it's Avril.
Avril.
Second of all, that is not goth rock. That's not even close.
I don't know, I just...
Evanescence was still closer to...
I was going to say Evanescence, but I didn't say
Well, that's... Okay, Evanescence actually would be closer.
I was going to say Evanescence.
No, actually, I was about to make a huge mistake. I was about to mistake the lady from Evanescence with Avril Lavigne.
Yeah,
Avril,
yeah,
well, that's why I was like, okay, Evanescence would be the closest thing to it. Avril Lavigne was still like pop punk, or poppier pop punk.
True.
Which both are great, don't get me wrong, I like both.
For sure, I like both, but I mean, hey.
But no, I am talking
about... Seether!
Cedar, no, Cedar's not even...
It's a joke,
not
man.
even...
I don't remember. I can't remember songs really, or remember artists because I don't listen to depressing goth rock that much. But I do listen
because you don't. No, but okay. Put it this way: the darkest thing that I know that you probably have listened to is like 3 Days Grace.
Oh, I listen to darker than that.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying is like of what you have said. That is like the one thing that I'm like, okay, maybe that comes to almost depressing enough. But now multiply that by like 100 or 1,000.
Dude, I listen.
You probably like it. I will say that you probably like it.
Yeah, dude, I listen to I listen to Memphis Mayfire, and they're that's pretty dark.
Yeah, but that's not.
Also, I listen to
I'll put it this way: Census Fail.
Yes.
That's getting a little closer. I'll put it this way. The singer from him, they were considering to be the next Ozzy Osbourne.
I could have went with Ozzy, too.
Well, Ozzy's not really dark, but I'm talking about, like, just, like, the vibe and everything.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, that's why, yes, Sugar Ray, that was, like, lollipops and...
How dare you? Put respect on their names.
It's like...
don't make me start making you want to do the...
I mean, hell, whenever I say the name, I just think of a bag of C&H sugar.
Oh,
it's just like...
Let me guess, you didn't like Smash Mouth either?
No. I don't hate them, but I didn't care for it. It was too... It was too positive and upbeat and poppy.
Okay, because it was in Shrek. Oh my god.
No, I'm talking about before Shrek. I heard those songs before Shrek existed.
Yeah, that's true. What was another one?
I got nothing. I got no problem.
Rascal Flatts. What do you like?
They had never did anything for me. I don't dislike them, but I never got the hype. Especially when that came out. I think that was considered indie when it came out, and I really didn't like indie music at that time, and now I do. So I could probably give them another chance.
How about A Day to Remember?
I like some of their songs. I'm not big on them, but
Five Finger Death Punch?
Again, I like some of their songs. It's not a band I'd follow, but if it's on, it's cool. Just like, was it Bring Me the Horizon, Pierce the Veil. I like some of their songs.
Black Veil Brides.
It's kind of funny. Wait, is it Black Veil Brides or Pierce the Veil? My fiance has a T-shirt from one of those bands. It's either Pierce the Veil or Black Veil Brides. She doesn't know who the band is. She just liked the shirt. Like, I think she listened to the band afterwards and she was okay with the music. But it's like when she bought the shirt, she just liked the shirt and didn't know what the band was. Because I'm like, you like them? It's kind of odd.
Like, System of a Down, too.
No, I love System. System's actually one of my friend's favorite bands, and he's seen them multiple times.
Actually, okay, but the last honorable mention, because we somehow...
Just went off on way too many tangents there.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's part of the what we do, I guess.
We don't really do anything. That's the point.
Yeah, that's the point of this. We do nothing.
Well, we do nothing and then we do everything.
It's true. We're the whole package. Do nothing but do everything.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like all we ever talk about. Last podcast we actually, because I'm the one who actually goes back and listens to this. Last podcast all we did was actually talk about fucking sports. Most of it was the baseball argument that we started that we still have to finish.
We'll finish soon.
Yeah, well, that's all. I mean, for this episode, that's not going to be part of this one. But eventually, we'll have the return of the.
Yeah, I will say that actually, even though he's a solo artist, he's starting to play with a band a little more.
Ed Sheeran.
I like Ed Sheeran, but
I do too. I mean, I like he just played with the Offspring not too long ago.
Oh fuck! Speaking of that, he had Ed Sheeran on, or Ed Sheeran had him on actually, but Eminem is actually starting to play with.
Oh yeah, I saw that because it was like the obvious thing, like oh look at the box they're wheeling onto the stage. Who could be in there?
Yeah, he's playing more with like a band set, which I think is pretty cool. Now that I think Eminem is like kind of like Dr. Dre. You don't know that he likes certain bands or certain.
Well, that's
groups.
the thing. I mean, most people don't. It's like I remember the big hoopla when Lady Gaga said she liked Iron Maiden.
How's that surprising? To me, that's not surprising at all.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay.
And she likes Iron Maiden. I like Iron Maiden. What's wrong with Iron Maiden?
And that's the thing. It's like most musicians like a lot of types of music. Its problem is the people that listen to music that are like, I only like this type of music.
I will tell you right now, we can give shout-outs because this is one of my old high school teacher. Mr. Lowskulls, I swear, if you listen to this, or somehow I'm going to try to find how I could contact you some way, because I swear the one thing that I miss so much is when it was rare that we didn't really do anything in class, because he was a history teacher and financial planning as well, and then I had him for both.
That's how you know you went to a goddamn fancy school.
Shut the fuck up. Did I ask you?
Your fancy school. Oh, we actually teach a useful class. No, honestly, they should fucking dump algebra, and financial planning should be the main fucking math class.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, well, that's why. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know you went to a fucking fancy school. You had a financial planning class.
It's not my problem. It was
not
free.
Saying
the
it
school
is.
was free too. It's not my fault.
Yeah, well,
schools
are free, but the area you live in ain't.
Yeah, well, honestly, anyways, we're not even gonna get into that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that one, but no, I just had to throw that jab out
you
there.
Did. I knew you did. I was coming anyway. Because when I said it, I already knew.
No, just like that came out of left field. I mean, like fucking financial planning. I've never heard of a fucking school teaching financial planning. Something useful from a school?
Yes, it's very surprising. Yes, and a shout out to a couple of my friends because we had his class for that. Now, what he would do is he would play different songs. Like he had a whole fucking playlist. He had a whole set, and he would put this playlist on, and you would hear Iron Maiden, and you're probably gonna hate this, but you would hear like Soulja Boy because he had some Soulja Boy on his stuff, or you would hear Linkin Park, or you would hear a bunch of different songs from different types of genres, and everybody in the class, most of them would be like, what the fuck is this? Because it wasn't the trap rap that they were used to. But a lot of us who are kind of like him and listen to that stuff, we were like, fuck yeah, Mr. Lowskulls, keep playing that shit. Because I remember one of my friends who was into that trap rap at the time, and now I kind of got her into listening to more music. She was like, honestly, I miss that. I miss just being in Los Cosas at lunch or like history or and financial planning and just hearing his playlist because honestly, his playlist is fire. You probably would have liked it. His playlist was pretty
like
good.
you said, I wouldn't like Soulja. Like I don't care for the music, but if it's on, it's on. I mean, it's not terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, like, shout out Mr. Loscos for that. Like, honestly, I really do miss that. Some days I just sit at home and I'm like, fuck. I just wish sometimes I wish I was back in high school listening to fucking Iron Maiden in my history teacher's class. Like, bro, it was fucking sick. I miss it. For sure.
No, I mean...
Because once you said Iron Maiden, I was like, fuck yeah. Because I remember one time, I don't remember what song was playing, but it was definitely Iron Maiden. It came on as like one of the songs that they're known for. Or they're known for lots of songs. But that's like, it's one of the ones that...
It's like the Trooper, it's one of the ones,
yeah, it's one of the ones where, like... Yeah, I think it was the Trooper, actually. It's like one of the ones where, like, even if you don't know them, you know the song.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, they have like 10 or 15.
So that song came on, and when I tell you, me and like 3 of my friends went fucking ballistic. We're like, oh shit, he's playing Iron Maiden. Just fucking headbanging. Bro, I missed that class. I don't know. But to all of our listeners, I hope, like, seriously, you, like, on a serious note, you take that, if anything, from this podcast is like, appreciate different types of music. It'll
I don't even think you need to appreciate
not
it.
appreciate
Just give
it,
it a shot.
maybe appreciate's the wrong word, but I guess recognize that there are other genres out there and just give it a shot. You may not, you don't have to like it. Just try
Here's
it
the
out.
thing. I'm just going to say, whoever tells you, oh, you know, any other kind of music beside this music sucks is a fucking idiot. And here's the thing. You just have to go out there and listen to shit. I mean, yeah, you can like one type of music, but you're also missing out on all the other music out there that you might like. Just because you're like, oh no, but I only like this type of music. And that's where it's just like, yeah, just who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks about a different genre? If you like it, you like it. It's like he likes Nickelback. I don't. I say fuck Nickelback. You know, am I right?
He
In
doesn't
my
like
mind,
how you remind me. It's fine.
In my mind, yes, I'm right. They're a terrible band. But if you like it, hey, that's on you.
Okay, so you don't like Three Doors Down either?
I like Three Doors Down.
Damn it. Okay, never
I
mind.
mean, dude, anytime Kryptonite, I mean, mind you, I think it's overplayed, and I overplay it myself. But anytime Kryptonite comes on,
you should overplay Kryptonite. What are you talking about?
you didn't grow up when Kryptonite came out.
Yeah, I didn't grow up, but I still overplayed the hell out of it.
Yeah, but again, you didn't grow up when Kryptonite came out. That song was every fucking where, at all times, at all hours.
Yes, Kryptonite came out a year before I was born.
Yeah, and again, like I said, some things you gotta live through to know. But again, I'm not saying it's a bad
Dude, it's
thing.
still overplayed now. It's still, but maybe not as big as that.
I hardly ever hear it now. I still hear it, which, you know, shows its longevity. But when it came out, it was like every other song on the goddamn radio.
Yeah, well, that's how radio works.
No, not anymore. Even now when I hear
No, it does now, because do you know how many times I've heard...
No, you want to know why?
No,
because radio barely exists anymore.
You want to know how many times I've listened to... And I don't even have any of her songs saved. Not saying she's a bad artist, but I don't have any of her songs saved at all. And it's Tate McRae, and it's Okay, I'm Okay, whatever the fuck that song is called. I probably, in the past week, have heard it 50 times on the radio. And I just want to... there's no disrespect. I don't think it's a bad song.
It's also because, like I said, it's because
pissing
radio's
me off.
dying. People don't put music on there anymore like they used to.
God
Hell,
damn it, what happened to that
the
station?
radio station
Jack FM, playing what you want.
I was literally about to tell you. Jack FM, 97.1. Guess what it is now?
What? Well, for me, Jack FM was a different radio, but
No.
97.1 was Amp Radio for me. But
What?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. Jack FM was something else. It wasn't.
No, they changed. Well, Jack was something else, but then it became 97.1.
Did it?
Yeah.
And then they took out Amp Radio and replaced it with Jack. What did they replace Jack with?
Talk radio.
Why?
KNX radio. It's not even talk radio. It's news radio.
Oh, that, yes.
Yeah,
I hate that.
I actually love that.
No, I don't.
Well, I mean, I listen to it in spurts, but I love the traffic reports.
Yes, I do too, actually.
But
I like KNX radio's reports, but they should not replace Jack.
KNX was 1070 on the AM.
I know. My dad used to listen to it.
It's now 97.1 FM. It got replaced with KNX.
Why? Jack FM, man, was the shit.
Oh, my favorite radio station for years was Indie 103.1. It was a station out in Santa Monica. And listening it to it in LA, I heard it with I'd always hear it with static because the radio station didn't come in clear all the way over here. That got replaced with a Mexican mariachi station.
Look, I like Mexican.
I don't know what it is now.
Hey, I like Mexican mariachi, but
it's just it's really random. And the thing is they shut down because they refused to start putting the pop shit that the people who owned it wanted to put on there. So they literally shut the station down.
Bro.
Because, dude, Jonesy's Jukebox.
Dude, and I will fucking call my dad out on this shit right now because he will never associate himself with listening to Muse. but it's fucking bullshit because he did have a concert saved when he listened to Muse.
What's wrong with Muse?
I don't know. He just doesn't. He doesn't like whatever. He makes some jokes about it. I can't really say on here. Anyways, the whole thing is. I remember I was coming back. I remember this specific thing. I had to miss school because I had. Well, actually, my viewers don't really know, or the listeners don't really know, but because of the learning disability I have, I had to do a specific type of hearing test at somewhere else. I don't know why, but I did. I remember this distinctively, very vividly.
I could kind of see why they would give you a hearing test for that, to see if you not actually hearing things coming in would be part of the problem.
Yeah, so I did that hearing test, and I haven't done it in a while. But
because they probably found your ears were fine.
Yeah, because I did.
Well, it's also, you probably haven't asked, because you honestly should get a hearing test once a year.
I probably should. Anyways.
I mean, like me, I'm like 20 years overdue for a hearing test, but I know my hearing is fucking shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to get, literally, when I was a kid, like, I'm talking like between the ages of like 7 and 13, I probably had hearing tests every month.
Yeah. But, so I remember where I was at in my papa's old truck. Toyota. And so, anyways, I was at this hearing test. I came back in my papa's old truck, and we were playing Jack FM. And this is why I brought it up, because it came to my head. Now, Muse came on, and it was Uprising. And it was the first song I ever heard from Muse at that time. And it was when the song came out itself.
No, I remember that time. So at that time, I'd already been listening to Muse for a few years.
I was listening to that song specifically, and I was like, fuck. Whoever this is, I like it. And that's how I got brought on Muse. And Jack FM, you should have never been replaced. And that's how we're going to end.
That's what they replaced it with.
Yeah, and that's how we're going to end today's podcast. As always, that's Tim. I'm Anthony. I usually never end it.
Yeah, hey, that's kind of a good thing you did that, because a friend of mine, we haven't talked in years. Like, we mostly talk just through text, and it's a person I've known for a long time. Yeah. And she honestly didn't know if I was you or you were me, because she didn't remember my voice.
Who? Yeah, so anyway.
The only way she knew there was difference, because when you said that you rap, that's the only reason why she knew that wasn't me.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, this guy doesn't rap, couldn't picture it. Anyways, I don't know, you could maybe if you tried. Anyways, again, that's Tim.
I'm Tim, he's Anthony. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to wrap up here. I'm Tim, this is Anthony, and so yeah, share this with someone you hate, or share it with someone you like. Leave us a like, hit the bell, subscribe, stars, and all that other stuff, all that other good stuff.
Do it all.
Yeah, and come back next week. We need more views. This is...
spread the love all across the world.
Yeah. As long as you keep listening, we'll keep doing this.
Exactly.
All right, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.